Hi, we're Ian and Julie. Follow us on our tiny homestead and our debt-free project of a lifetime, the building of our shipping container home here in the Pyrenees, and all of this alongside our full-time jobs.
Hi there, welcome back. Well, you saw in our last video that we prepared and installed some of our gabion retaining wall. That is so we could get a platform prepared for our monster dig. We've got to put in that 4,100 litre underground water tank. It is enormous. Well, it's enormous for us and it's enormous for the little mini excavator. We are going to try and do this all ourselves. We bought it, we use it, and we don't want to go and rent something else. I know something bigger would do it in 20 minutes, but we have the time and we just want that challenge.
Just fed the chuckles. The summer has finally arrived here in the southwest of France, and oops, there she goes. It's making for some really hot days up on the off-grid plot, purely because there's just no shade for us other than inside the garage, but externally where we're working, we haven't even got a breeze, so we're going to be hot and dirty this week in this video.
It's only 32 to 35 degrees. For some of you that's not hot, but it's just
hot.
The fact that there's no wind movement, so it is roasting up there. Yeah. And that's where we're going now, so we better get up there. It's early morning. We want to get up there before the big sun hits and get started. So see you up there.
See you up there.
Stretch along here where the big rock is, that's what Ian's now got to dig away, because that's exactly where it needs to be. Ooh. We're both huffing and puffing because it's so hot, but we just want to try and get as much done today as we really can. Suggestion. I'm sure it's Richard. China Blue, that's what he's called. I was calling him Little Blue, but yeah, China Blue's his new name.
Why do we work in these hot temperatures, eh? Right, I've started digging the hole for that big water tank, which is there. It is probably 4 meters long by the time I've got gaps either side, and 2 meters wide and probably 2 meters deep. Basically just digging a platform again like I did up the top there, basically just to get the distance and the width, and then I'll start digging deep and chucking it over the top and just basically digging myself into a hole, allowing myself to back up out of it here. I think that's going to be the easiest way with this little digger. I think the actual boom goes down to about 1.8 meters, so I could physically do it, but I think bit by bit, chip by chip is going to be the way to do it. So it's just hot work, and as I'm digging all these out, Julie is finding all the stones, because we're thinking now, instead of going out and buying a load of stones, we're just going to use the ones we've got. We've got loads, and by the time I've dug this big hole out, I'll have even more. And we'll just do it the same rock colour as everywhere else around here, instead of having that grey granite colour. It'll be too much of a contrast, I think, and it'll save us a fortune. Plus, we've got to get rid of these stones somewhere. So I think that's the plan. So we'll be back in the morning with our little grandson, I think, because we got him tomorrow, and get back on this digger and just keep chipping away at it. Julie thought she had a bit of a tan. She's just wiped it off.
Oh, I'm a tomato and I'm filthy. Oh my god, that shower's going to need scrubbing after tonight. I am so dirty.
Hi, good morning. Back on site a little bit later. Went to get my hair cut. hairdresser off sick. So it's nearly coming up to midday, but the clouds are nicer overcast, so it's just less hot.
Hopefully I won't be a tomato today.
So we're going to be back on the digger and Julie's back on the stones. We're getting there. As I said yesterday, we're going to chip away at it and get this big tank in.
Just got told off by Ian for throwing all my stones in the grass when we've got the dumper in the garage. Completely forgot about using that. So Ian's off now. He's just gone to get the dumper and bring that down for me, and I'll make a start on filling that with my rocks, and I'll make it much more easier for me than doing my shot put action. I've got two big piles up on this bank where I've been throwing them. So yeah, last night my arms were aching. Whew.
I keep telling her she needs the dumper to put all the stones in, but no, it's okay. Anyway, it's here. Stones can go in the dumper and we can take them up top. Stop digging.
They haven't stopped since you've been away.
Digging.
Look at that.
Goodness sake.
It's getting quite deeper now. Starting to go down a bit deeper, and not getting too many rocks now. It's bringing up some really nice soil.
Before I either get too deep or I don't think I'm getting deep enough, just need to measure how deep I've got to go. Now the spec says there's got to be at least 40 centimeters of soil on top of this tank, which is just over what, a foot and a bit. So that is basically to that cut point there is 40. So if I did it to that cut point and then buried it 40, there's not going to be any traffic or anything like that. It's just going to be lawn. So with that in mind, 40 is there, so it's going to be 1.8 deep. So I am at 1 meter, so I've got to go twice as deep as this. Just another 80 centimeters, Freya. Come on,
Digging.
keep going.
Now Ian's been digging out quite a fair bit, just in front of all these gabions along here. I'm now going to rake all that soil and try and find as many stones as I can, make that a nice level platform, and then Ian's got a datum to work from yet again, where he's digging out this hole for the big water butt. He's making great progress. Can't believe this little digger's doing it all. Wow. And that pile of earth has grown quite a bit. Freya. They've decided enough's enough in the sun. They're having a little siesta.
I'll have a little bit of a break. It's quite, you don't realise when you're on it, but the amount of jiggling about and everything else, it's quite hard work really. But we're getting there. This, where I am here, the front of the digger is the end of the hole for the water tank, but I do need a ramp down. I'm about 20 centimetres less. We've got to scrape the bottom out and might have to do that by hand. I'll see if I can make this ramp a bit more gentle so I can get a bit further down there. But it's doing it. And the deeper I go actually, the harder it is to get the earth out because the boom doesn't go super high. But well, it's doing it. We've been doing this probably, what, an hour and a half, 2 hours now, and we're probably 75% of the way there. So spot a lunch and we'll get back this afternoon. Don't kick it in.
I'm trying not to. Got my little site inspector up there. Oh, don't bury me. I know it's tempting.
Very tempting.
Very tempting. Can't miss an opportunity for a stone.
It rocks back and hits your head.
Quick lunch break, we're back. Ian's just filled up China Blue with his diesel and it's back to the routine. Ian digging, me collecting stones. Let's do it.
A little bit more, I think.
Wider.
A little bit. Alright, no deeper, it's just wider as it goes. It's this one here, I think. That one's pretty. Let's try to get that level. Well, we've really dug ourselves into a hole this time. I think I've been watching too much of that Ambition Strikes with that Reckless Riley guy, but on a much smaller scale. The digger down there, but I'm just on a little edge where I haven't got enough width and my tracks are just spinning like mad. We've tried to dig it out, but it's not getting anywhere. So out comes the little Kubota. So we're hoping Julie remembers how to drive it. We'll get some ropes on it and we'll try and pull him out.
Potato on trailer pool. Oh. Right, okay.
Well, it's the next day, day 3 of the epic hole dig. So hopefully we won't get stuck, and even if we do get stuck today, we know that the tractor can pull it out.
And I'll be braver.
But this is what we've got to do today. As you can see, I've got to get this width here. This here is about 1.4 meters, and I've just got to get this chunk out just there between that point and that point, and then scrape the bottom. And somehow when I come up here, what I've found is when I'm on the slope pointing right down, my bucket's even lower and I can't get the soil onto the top. So Julie's going to kindly shovel this soil up this bit here over there, so I can actually get the soil on top without it falling all the way back in. It's a tiny digger, but this is a massive hole. And those dogs are everywhere. I have to be careful with them. Right, let's get on.
Oh wow, that's deeper. How's that?
Right, we're now trying to get the levels. Julie's made up a stick, 1.3 meters, so we can get the width, which is the biggest width of this container. And we're just getting the levels now. I'm going to work back towards the end, hopefully digging that out as we go. But it is even hotter in this hole. Ugh. Oh, I think that's the way to do it though, little by little. We're just getting the width. We're just exactly, I know it should be wider, but we'll squeeze this thing in somehow and then wedge it nice and plumb and flat. It's not going to go anywhere. There's no groundwater whatsoever here, but we just can't keep digging and digging and digging.
I am.
But
We've got too many excavators.
yeah, but then I have to, when my break time, I have to carry on doing your job.
Oh, you cheek. The cheek of him. Oh, I think I'll stand here and watch you for a few minutes.
It's the only way though, because I can't get the height.
No, it's true. We're just making a little ledge so it is safe to walk along. Because he is nibbling the edges out. But he's getting there. I'll just give you a quick peep. Oh. There we go. So all this side here we've nibbled out nice and straight, and then it starts to rise up. So as Ian creeps back a bit more, this side where he's standing now, that'll all get nibbled out. But we're going down that deep that the poor little boom just can't get over this hump, so it's a bit of manual and mechanical. We'll get there. I might get a suntan doing this, Ian. Got a dirt tan.
A quick little break. This last little section proving to be quite tiresome. Because from right on the edge, I'm worried about tilting forward, so I've just gone back and dug out an even bigger ramp and then driven down there. So hopefully we'll finish the hole today in readiness to get the tank in tomorrow. But first,
Some melon and some grapefruit juice.
oh, it's a hot day again today. But it's good, it's better than raining, because I wouldn't like to be down there in the mud. Right. We thought it was a little bit hot. Another day, that's day 3 over. Although the hours on the mini digger are only sort of 9 hours, so
It feels a lot longer than 9 hours.
there's a lot. Oh God, look at the state of me.
I don't want to see the state of me.
So we're going to come up quite early in the morning because we're going to be down in that hole, leveling off, and finish that off. So we will see you in the morning.
Fresh.
Let's hope.
Day 4 of the big dig. The hole's definitely bigger. It's a bit cooler this morning. Last night before we left, we just started flattening the bottom out and we found a huge stone. So that's the plan this morning. Ian's got the digger back in there and we're going to try and dig this one big stone out
It is deep. At least between we can lift that rock out. That's what I was saying. We weren't sure how far under the bank that rock actually was, because we just couldn't dig him out. He was in there solid.
Yeah, it's still over there. We've still got a bit of soil to shift, but I think it might be easy just to do it by hand now and level out as we go. So we're going to get on with that this morning, and then hopefully the next time you see us, we'll be pushing in that big water tank.
Might even put a bottle of champagne on the front. Be like launching a boat. Go on, lift it up, Righty. Flex them muscles. Whoa. That didn't get very far. Caveman. Ooh. I'm not sure Floki's impressed with your technique. Bend the knees.
Right.
I popped home to make some sandwiches for a quick lunch for us. And I come back and he's now made a bit of shuttering. And here he comes on the digger. The last little bit to tidy up. From inside the trench. Chipping this little section out with the pickaxe, then shoveling it forward, so Ian can now grab it with the bucket, because we're too deep to chuck it over the top. Thankfully, the clouds have come. It's just been so hot in here. The past 3 days we've just been roasting. Right, we're not going to complain. Might actually have a tan this summer.
Where's Julie?
Ta-da! Freedom! Ooh. Oof.
Well, we got so excited about finishing the hole that we forgot to show it you in this video. But don't worry, we'll show it you in the next video before we put the water tank in, which is next week. That's a long week, 4 whole days of work digging that hole. But surprisingly, only 11 hours on the mini digger.
I think we've put that timing down to the fact that we were starting, sifting through all that soil for the big boulders so we could save them for the gabion walls.
Yeah, so normally if we'd have hired somebody in, it would have been a 2-hour job, but we'd have had a big, huge pile full of boulders, dirt, everything else. We wouldn't have been able to manage where the soil was going.
Yeah.
So, plus, you know, we've got the digger. We may as well do it, and it did it. So
we've surprised ourselves.
but learned a lot more, and we will be going on to the next project, which is getting that tank in. I've got an idea of how to get it in. Drop down in the comments below how you think I should get it in.
It might not be how we do it.
Well, I've still got time, you see, so this video goes out tonight. So drop a few comments down of how do you think I should get that in. I'm just very scared of just dropping it and cracking it. So we shall see.
And just remember, it's only the 2 of us.
So if you like this video, again, thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Hit that subscribe and share as well. We're getting some great comments and really nice comments.
Yeah,
so
thank you everybody that takes the time to watch these videos. We do enjoy putting them together, and I hope you enjoy it, and our little corner in the southwest of France here in the Pyrenees.
So we'll see you next week, or possibly on Wednesday.
What's coming out on Wednesday?